the turbulence that I have no stake in the matter that is the world being more turbulent. The main thing that I will participate in, which needs to happen because there's a split happening. You know, I'm seeing something pretty clear, but I can't do this alone. So I'll find organization more and more. We're going to see it, and it's going to be based on what I'm picking up by myself alone. That's very, very real. And okay, so the split, like I said, like we're saying, and it's not something I'm making up here. It's something that's always been here, but it has to be seen more and more because there's an alarm happening. Something is taking itself more seriously than than um, taking the truth seriously, and that is the mind versus heart interaction, the binary versus the trinary. And see, a lot of times, it could be um, isolated to gender. If we look at centuries of psychological study, for whatever reason this is happening, that the side of the organism, I'm trying to stay scientific here without being, so I don't get mobbed again, like the woman who is Jesus Christ over there. It makes no sense to say to that person was a man and to start considering all of the rumor behind it just because it was a man hung. No. And all you women who say he, and you really don't understand stuff, really, we are waiting for real women to show up again. There is a mass, there was and has been and always will be, and then there seems to be in place something perfect that keeps the real ones down, the alive ones down, the ones who could make a huge difference and impact in such a way that whatever is doing the fake life system and poisoning the shit out of people in the name of money won't survive. If alive women come together and just know, it's like, you know what? No. See, this is what I'm hoping, is that enough of us, like me, we are just sitting here. We ended up alone. Because why? Half-baked society. They don't see. There's a saying that says, there's a phenomena of receiving God's blessing. In India, it's well known. You receive the master's blessing. It can happen in just one glance and a smile, you see. But then that can be falsified. But the real thing happens as just an overwhelmed feeling because you have been a devotee. Now, getting back to how I'm pretty sure I've got to do this right, and it would make sense to do it in your microclimatic situations, like in my community, it's perfect. With only 2 roads coming in and out of here, it's a small community that, because of the split that's happening, it doesn't need to happen unconsciously, and we don't need to remain uninformed and think it's just a cartoon that some people are talking about. No, this is something that needs to be brought up because this is a fact that's been happening on this planet as long as we have the organism here. There is 2 things that it has to contend with, and one of the things it has to honor as being more real than the other. The heart is more real than the mind, okay? And that's where we have. See, it's not really isolated to gender, although the science shows, studies show, through behavioral patterning, we see something going on where, okay, it could easily pollute the place and not be concerned about life because it's not thinking very clearly based in the experience of reality. It has closed its accounts on reality. See, the way I'm delivering this, being kind of frustrated and irritated and angry and raising my voice, is because there is a side of the organism that is fed up with something. And it's not necessarily isolated to, like I said, one gender or the other. Although, see, I can only speak for my side. And I don't get along with most of them. Why? The way that they have a spell casted over them, the way that they maybe didn't have independent women behind them as mothers. Maybe maybe they are left with nothing, but they have to find something from this desolated society. And I'm telling you, women, right now, go find an organization which I hope to put together in my town. And doesn't necessarily have to be isolated to women, but it has to be for now. It has to be for now because there's a humanitarian crisis. And I bet you anything. See, I can only speak for my side, and see what I'm seeing is that there is a problem where, I mean, we can sit down and talk about it. You can just kill Jesus all you goddamn want, but all you're doing is killing the feminine side, who is sensitive enough to say, excuse me, something is not going to work out here, because really I think somebody's not thinking things through all the way. Just something, you're not really apt to do that. You're running with something. It's called your hell box up there that isn't awakened yet, can't see itself, and it has one desire, and that desire is to stay alive more than and make itself more real than reality. That's just the way it is. I mean, unfortunately, it could be one side of the organism could be more prone to this fascination, or to this sensation of their head. And it's probably something that was not a problem in the past, where there was one side of the organism who understood their position. See, you don't look for counseling unless you know what you're doing there. 99.9, or say 95% of the people that go in to get counseling, that pay the big money to talk to a psychiatrist, or mainly it's psychologists, counselors, therapists, 95% of them, because the psychologist will ask, why in the hell do you come here? It's because I just want somebody to talk to. That's what they say. Basically, the psychologists are only doing things based on tallies. How many times do they say a certain thing? And this builds up throughout centuries, and this is what they've gotten when they ask this question. 95% of them say, oh, I just need somebody to talk to. So can I advise to you people, men and women, especially men to women and women to men, you have to be therapists for each other. If you're not, you're letting each other down big time. You're playing a fucking game. Hardcore. You are undermining each other. You are cutting each other's fucking hearts out and eating them. And you're sticking each other in each other's heads. And both of you fucking clowns deserve the fucking misery. And you know what? I want sanctuary, don't you? What do you think can do it? See, I'm sandwiched in between mad people, and they don't have a clear leader. And I'm saying the leader is not only women, it's prone to women, that they have that position of just saying, excuse me, quality control, because our health could be a threat, threatened. Why, they're naturally built up this way. See, I'm getting irritated because this is just the fact. Facts. Why would people go against the truth and the fact? Why? See, I don't even care. It's time to just block it out and say, no, let's go for it and see what happens. We'll find out why. If you want to find out why you're being fucking dumbed down and fucking limited to bullshit and stuck with just a possibility that's so erroneous and it's stupid looking across the fucking planet. There's a question here I'm trying to ask. It's not a why. But who? What has got in? What is it? You'll find out if you start chasing your love, going for the real thing. If you start really wanting to improve here and making a real difference, if you really are a problem solver, you're going to be sent down that rabbit hole. Jesus, did you get sent down a rabbit hole? Jesus was a woman. You are letting down the entire fucking human organism by saying he and adopting what? What are you people standing up for?